Hi everyone, I am Pallavi Sharma and I hope all of you are having a great day and are very much safe wherever you are. If you are at your home, then enjoy, and if you are not at your home, then definitely enjoy. Okay, so who am I and why am I here? I am Pallavi and I have done my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from JC Bose University of Science and Technology by MCA. Worked for 2 years, and then now I'm pursuing my master's in computational sciences and engineering at Technical University of Braunschweig, Germany. First of all, a very happy Women's Day to everyone out there, and I would like to thank DIYguru, India's leading future mobility upskilling platform, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to talk to so many of you guys. Before I go on talking about anything else, I would like to start with a short story, and maybe most of you can guess who am I talking about. Okay, so long time back, there was a girl in Poland who was very much interested in learning maths and science and thought that, okay, I will get higher education in this field. But challenge number one, women in that time were simply not allowed to get higher education. So what does she do? She got herself enrolled in a secret institution where they used to teach the youth, and then she funded her studies by giving tuitions, eventually moved to a new place and got herself a degree in maths and physics by surviving on bare minimum food. Okay, now she was very happy. Okay, I got a degree, I'll get a good job now. But here comes the challenge number two. Securing a good academic position for women still remained a problem. What does she do then? She continued her research, eventually found her husband, and along with her husband and another team member, discovered what we call today as radioactive materials. I know most of you would have now guessed who am I talking about. Okay, so it was a great moment because of the discovery of the radioactive materials. They got nominated for the Nobel Prize. But challenge number three, only her husband and another team member, who was also a male, got nominated for the award, and her contributions were simply overlooked because she was a woman. Luckily, she had a great husband who didn't let that happen, and finally all three of them got the award. I'm talking about none other than Maria Sklodowska, or as we all know her, Madame Marie Curie. But why am I talking about Madame Marie Curie today? You see, women in science still face a lot of problems, and there are so many things yet to be changed. But still, today we live in a world which is changing at such a rapid rate. And if Madame Marie Curie at that time could do such wonders, could bring such revolution, could listen to her heart, then maybe all we can do is just try, at least try. It's a lot simpler for us because we live in a world where today we have a lot of opportunities. So, what motivated me exactly to choose this tech field? I think it's my father, who is also a mechanical engineer by profession. Since childhood, I would see him being so passionate about science and being so curious about things in general. And I think that's what every engineer should be. Be curious, right? And he would learn, he would be so open to learning new things, and he still is, right? And he would tell me how in his childhood they used to have a science club where all of them, all of his friends would come and do some experiments, and he had his own chemistry lab where he used to do so many experiments, and that is the reason he still remembers so many chemical formulas and chemical reactions. Even I don't remember, I guess. So yeah, that kind of curiosity really had a great impact on me. And I thought, like, okay, that's fun. So like whenever anything would go wrong in the house, like anything would break down or stuff like that, so he'll do the full-on diagnosis of everything, like how it happened and how it what should I do now so it doesn't happen after, stuff like that. And he would explain everything to me, and he had answers to all my silly questions. And probably I would be that person who's like the assistant, who will be like standing behind with the torch, with the toolbox in my hand, like, okay, you need a screwdriver, yeah, coming. So, okay, so, yeah, so I was always so much familiar with all of that stuff, and I was never made to feel in any way that, okay, maybe it's not for girls. Maybe society thinks it's not for girls. I was never made to feel that way. So I was very shielded that way, or you can say I was very lucky to be raised in such a family where profession and gender had no connection with each other. And he would be so passionate about his toolbox and learning and understanding new technologies and stuff. So that kind of had really, really great impact on me as a child, and it was never a question for me to what to choose, because it was so obvious to me. Like, yeah, I would choose this only. I would choose science only. That was never a question for me, and nobody ever questioned it to me also in my family. Thinking about what kind of challenges I faced throughout my journey, I guess there are two types of challenges, internal and external. To me, internal challenges are the most dangerous ones, where you yourself think that, okay, I'm not good enough, maybe science is too tough for me. And I have seen so many girls questioning themselves so much about that. And luckily for me, that was never the case, because these kind of thoughts where you belittle yourself or where you feel underconfident about your abilities comes somewhere from your subconscious mind, and because somewhere or other you would have heard it while growing up, and that kind of subconsciously has an impact on you. And fortunately, that was never a conversation in my family while growing up. Be it anyone, we were all treated equally with equal abilities, and it was just out of the question. And for that, I think family plays a really, really important role, in shaping you. So maybe because I did not, face that kind of challenge, maybe that's why I'm here today. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I was free to choose what I wanted to do. And it's not just limited to science. It's just generally for anything. So DIYguru also has a very interesting part to play in my journey. Back in my college days when I was doing my bachelor's, I wanted to make a solar electric vehicle, and so I, along with a group of my friends and some colleagues, we formed a team of full passionate 25 people who wanted to build the vehicle, but we had not enough practical knowledge, so to say. And so I decided to study things a lot, and we all did it, and I decided to take some courses to learn, and that's how DIYguru came into picture. I took their automotive course, and it turned out to be really well. And after the course there was support sessions, so that's where I came to know Avinash sir, who is the founder of DIYguru. And I would ask him all of these questions, all of these technical questions about about the vehicle, and he would be more than happy to answer. And that's how we proceeded, and it was a great help. So all of us, made this vehicle, and finally we succeeded, in getting second position all over India for that event. So yeah, that was for me a major achievement, and a very great learning curve, and that made me realize how important teamwork is, and how much potential science has in itself. In India, we have so many incredible and talented women researchers who were a part of the Higgs boson development, or who led the Mars mission, and I hope in future the number of these female researchers just increases exponentially. And lastly, as a message for all the girls out there, I would like to say that in the end, what really matters is whether you really, really want to do it or not, right? And if you want to be an engineer, then start relying on facts and not on somebody's opinion. If somebody says or makes you feel like that you are in some way less than them, then think, is that a fact or an opinion? And if it's an opinion, then why bother, right? And always have a little bit confidence in yourself, and you always have so much important things to do with your time, then letting other people interfere with your confidence. So yeah, and as I've already said, I have been very lucky in that matter, that I had such strong both female friendships and male friendships in my life, where I had so supportive men who would never question my abilities in any sense. I had a team of 25 people with majority of men in it, and nobody ever made me feel like I'm in some way maybe less than them, or questioned my abilities, because it's not like that, right? So yeah, surround yourself with a group of friends who are more than happy to contribute in your journey, and who want to see you grow, right? And a very, very happy Women's Day again, and thank you for listening to me.